And welcome everybody. So today we're doing the Rant Cafe on my channel. If you don't know what it is, it's a weekly podcast that's usually on Anime Uproar's channel, but he got copyright stricken just today, that lucky bastard. So we'll be doing it here. Well, maybe for a little while. In any case, today we're going to be talking about the greatest shonens in anime and what we recommend. Today we also have Anime Uproar, usually the host.
Yeah, I'm actually, Dux, I'm glad that now you get to deal with the hosting duties and I just get to be the one to interrupt and be crazy. Yeah, let's do it.
I way prefer interrupting, so we'll see what happens. We also have Soul Maka, another core member that is known as the manga genius. Knows every manga ever written.
I'm like the manga genie.
Pretty much.
What is your wish? Try this title.
And we also have with us today a new guest, Lord Swagkage Sama Senpai-san Sama-kun.
Yeah, what's poppin', everybody? Happy to be here.
That was a lot of summons.
All right, so you're new here. So what's your recommendation? You start things off.
Well, considering I'm the Naruto guy, if you haven't watched Naruto yet, that's a pretty easy to expect recommendation for me to make. But if you have watched Naruto, even if you haven't watched Naruto, I'd actually recommend going to Hunter x Hunter first, because Hunter x Hunter is the best shonen. That's a fact. End of discussion.
Well, are you talking about all shonens or battle shonens or?
Well, see, shonen it's a very loose term. It's very like I guess battle shonen is probably so like you got like Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, all of that falls under battle shonen. Hunter x Hunter is the best, like without a doubt, in my opinion. Now I haven't gotten very far into Bleach yet. I haven't finished One Piece, but I'm still pretty confident in saying that Hunter x Hunter is my favorite out of all of them, and I doubt One Piece is going to take that spot. And Bleach's reputation makes me think it won't either. So
yeah, well, the way I always saw shonens, I always sort of put it in three groups. There's the the typical battle shonens with the protagonist who starts off small and he grows throughout the story and whatever. There's those. Then there's the other fantasy shonens like Seven Deadly Sins or Fullmetal Alchemist, where it's not so much about the growth and power of the protagonist as much as it is the plot and the adventure and all that.
Right.
And the third type is the not shonen the not magic shonens, sports anime, Shokugeki no Soma,
Yeah. Well,
so
those are less shonen, but like they're very unshonen, I think. But I guess you can still.
How are you defining shonen?
I think of shonen. When people say shonen, it's pretty much the definition I gave earlier. Now, you can still have it's a really difficult thing to define.
Well, shonen is just a demograph. Don't get twisted on that. Yeah, don't let that confuse you. Shonen is just
I know what it is.
It's just for a certain age range. But battle shonen is more what you're into. Clearly, I can tell this. But then you have your different variations, like your slice of life. Yeah, I mean, like which normally are like the romance stories.
Yeah, well, no, I know what anime are. Like what anime genre are and stuff, but generally, like when you have like a slice of life anime, people aren't going to consider that a shonen. Like No Game No Life definitely aimed at the shonen audience, but it's not like when people talk about shonen, it's not like a shonen. Because I know that it's generally just like a term for like a target audience, but people also use it or like apply it to various types of anime and manga just to be like, yeah, this is the sort of
it seems like the only thing you're thinking about as shonen is battle shonen.
Well, yeah, but no, like Fullmetal Alchemist Fullmetal Alchemist isn't as much of a battle shonen.
No, it's still about shonen.
No, it is,
but
it's less so than something like Dragon Ball Z.
Well, the thing is, you may be a little out of your territory because I mean, as far as anime YouTubers go, there's basically the shonen YouTubers and the anime YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly.
So the shonen YouTubers don't focus on sports or Shokugeki no Soma or any of that.
Yeah.
The shonen YouTubers basically focus on, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece.
No, the stuff that's on the cover of Shonen Jump. Yeah, no, I give you
right. Pretty much. So
I'm definitely out of my element here. I'm not going to act like I'm informed on the ins and outs of how to categorize various manga, but like, so the thing is, well, most of the anime that I come across is typically like, it's like shonen, if we're talking in the sense that it's directed at teenage boys. So I don't think that saying like what's your favorite show, I don't think like you might as well not even apply the shonen. I'm trying to think of the word, but it's
Archetype.
evading me.
Genre.
Well, no, yeah, I guess label. There we go. You might as well not label it a shonen. You might as well just say like, what's your favorite anime? And if we're talking about that, well, I haven't watched a whole lot of anime when it comes to the the grand scheme of things. I'm well versed in shonen, I guess a little bit, but not anime as a whole.
Yeah, the way I think about it is if we look at the whole market thing, the target audience, then Death Note is a shonen, and so is Attack on Titan and all that stuff. The way, in terms of battle shonen, the way I think about it is usually often long-running sort of, stories that are popular shonen Jump type stories. I would agree that Fullmetal Alchemist is kind of a battle shonen, and yet there's also a lot of, it's shorter, and there's also a lot of adult themes that might not necessarily be in a battle shonen.
Well, the thing about Fullmetal Alchemist is, and it's weird too because Hunter x Hunter is like this as well. But the thing about Hunter x Hunter is it's built around the battle system and the superpowers that everybody has. I guess you can apply this to Fullmetal Alchemist as well. But the alchemy that people do, I haven't seen a single episode of it, and I haven't read a single chapter of it. So maybe I'm just like completely talking out of my ass. Yeah, no, I haven't seen Fullmetal Alchemist yet. It's on my list, but
oh my God.
I know. It's like
when did you start watching
that? Well, fucking Toonami when I was younger. It's just haven't had time. And well, I wasn't interested in a whole lot of stuff that wasn't like Dragon Ball or Naruto when I was like a little kid. I didn't start getting interested in other shit until I was like a teenager. And like by the time I was a teenager, like all of my friends were like, "No, you got to watch this." Like I've been hit with like 5 million anime, and so I've just sort of watched what I think I can get through the most quickly. And Fullmetal Alchemist has never come to mind, I guess. I mean, I've tried to sit down and watch it, but I was like, I got to get to it later, and then I never went back to it. I've heard really good things about it though. But what I was gonna say is that I feel like now I probably sound like a fucking retard, so sorry, but I feel like based on the way that the show is structured, now I don't think it's very battle focused. Like that's the impression I get from it. But I also think that alchemy, it wasn't created to be a battle system, but it can be used for combat, which is why it doesn't give me as much of a battle shonen vibe as Hunter.
But that's the same. That's the same as chakra. Because chakra was made originally as a communication device and not as
that's more of
weapon. So
see, the thing is, that's not something you find out until like the late hundreds chapter. Like that's not something you find out until like the very end of the series. Whereas the thing about alchemy in Fullmetal Alchemist is I imagine that's established like right from the jump. So that's
I don't know, not really.
Oh, it's established later. All right, then. See, like I said, I don't really know.
Well, not really.
No, not really at all. Like, not really.
No, that's what I'm saying. Then, and what I'm saying is the difference between chakra and alchemy is that chakra was said like, chakra is just it was created just to be used to spread peace, communicate with people, blah blah blah. I was said at the very end, whereas the thing with alchemy is it was probably made clear that that's the case at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. It was never the case. Like alchemy was always.
The major difference between alchemy and chakra or whatever is chakra.
Here, guys, because there is in Fullmetal Alchemist, there is also the whole concept of alchemy from the East, where they specifically intended it for healing. What I wanted to say is that I think the way to think about it is it's very hard to, identify anime that are strictly seinen, so strictly beyond shonen. So that would be like, Welcome to the NHK, stuff like that, right? Psychopaths. But a lot of shonen anime are, a lot of anime we know are shonen geared towards that teen audience, but some of them are for later teens, some of them are for earlier teens, some are battle shonen, some are, psychological or romance, slice of life, that kind of stuff. So I think the battle shonen kind of concept is the best way to classify it, because I think any of the shonen we're thinking of would fit the battle shonen.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
the major
well,
difference between, for example, Fullmetal Alchemist and Naruto, chakra or ki or whatever, spiritual pressure, all that, that's
I get what
like
you mean.
special energy within them, magic power that they're going to turn into laser beams and, Amaterasu.
That's what I was going to get into as well.
While
alchemy is something you perform.
It's a science. Alchemy is a science. It's not, inner energy.
Yeah. It's not a super special like weapon kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's something that can be grounded. So
yeah, exactly.
You probably think less of it because it's not so fantastical.
Well, I don't think less of it. I'm not saying it's like inferior to chakra. Or
no. But I'm just saying I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it seems more practical.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's something that can be grounded. You know what I mean? That you can say, okay, if I mix these two things together, then look, boom, I got alchemy. You know what I mean? Whereas chakra is something that's out there. It's not something you're just gonna suddenly be able to like put out in the real world. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it was supposed to be something that everybody in this other world had access to, but then it was retconned to be something that everybody gained access to because this one rabbit lady ate a fruit, and then it was super retconned to be like Kaguya always had chakra, and so everybody like got chakra from her, and then the fruit just gave her more chakra. Like it's really weird. All of the stuff that happened after the Sage of Six Paths showed up in Naruto is really hard to follow, and it's not I'm not a big fan of it.
Obviously they weren't thinking of that the whole way until that point.
Well, that's all I was saying is that that was just an excuse for me to rag on the retcons introduced at the end of Naruto. They're all dumb. But we sort of got off topic talking about semantics here. What would you guys recommend as far as shonen go? And just to keep it simple, we'll just stick with battle shonen.
Sounds great. Well, one more thing. Once we're on the retconning in Naruto, just like one little point. Why is every freaking jutsu that's useful at the end of Naruto is either a Sharingan or Naruto got Sage of Six Paths, Chakra, Sage, whatever the hell mode. Aside from him, everything else is Sharingan.
It's like Senjutsu or like Sharingan
but
or like it's like all Kekkei Genkai based.
No, you want a funny retcon. Remember this line. The Hyuga are the strongest clan in the
I love that.
Yeah. Well, they were the strongest clan in the village at the time because Sasuke was only one person and he wasn't going to take out he was like 12, so he wasn't going to take out the strongest
Hyuga we knew got beaten by the high school dropout.
Yeah.
So
no, Neji wasn't the strongest member of the clan. Like his dad would have beaten him, but that we knew.
His dad was dead. We never knew his dad.
Not his dad. I'm sorry. His uncle. Yeah, his dad was killed. Then he got reanimated in the war arc and got fucking bitched because he wasn't shit. Like he was like mid Onin maximum. It was pathetic.
Yeah, because the thing about the Byakugan is it's great, and you can see chakra points, and you could poke them, and the guy can like fall into a heap of a clump of bones or whatever. That's great. But then you have the Sharingan.
Well, see, the Byakugan was better than the Sharingan in every sense but reaction time at first. And then Itachi walked up and he was like, I have this Mangekyo Sharingan, and it'll put you in a fucking hospitalized state just from a Genjutsu, and you're going to need the strongest medic on the planet to heal you.
Base Sharingan was better than the Byakugan.
No, it wasn't.
I said in terms of everything but reaction time, the Byakugan was better.
Chakra, it could predict like movements.
Yeah, no, that's why I specified reaction time, because the Byakugan can see the Byakugan's better in every sense but that, because like you can see your opponent's movements in advance. So yeah, like when you have a 3-Tomo Sharingan, you're shitting on a member of the Hyuga clan. Like Neji wouldn't have been able to touch Valley of the End Sasuke. It would have been horrible.
And then you get your million forms of Mangekyo. Oh, you like Dragon Ball? Well, there are more.
There are more Sharingan levels than there are fucking Super.
And there are Super Saiyans.
Yeah, it's so stupid, but whatever.
I am evolving.
No, really. What shonen would you recommend? Because I don't want to get into how mad all of this makes me.
Sounds great.
Personally, an interesting thing you guys brought up is that a lot of these long-running shonen need all these power-ups because to keep making things interesting, right?
Even Hunter x Hunter had to do it with Gon, and I was like, come on, Togashi, you didn't.
Yeah, well,
that
that was sort of different.
It was different. It was cool because it had serious repercussions, but it still got on my nerves. Anyway, as you were saying, go on.
If we count Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood as a battle shonen, I would definitely recommend it, because one thing I loved about it, and this might be something that actually differentiates it from the traditional shonen, is the kind of political aspect.
Yeah.
Of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, it's like you said, it's not battle system based, it's politics based. It's like trying to take power and all these things behind the scenes and stuff like that, which is what I love. But that might be something that makes it not so much of a battle shonen. But that's
what I like about Hunter x Hunter a lot. At least up in once you get near the end. What I like about
Naruto. Whenever Naruto's on screen, I don't like the anime.
Yeah, I feel you. Naruto. Well, Naruto's a likable character at
Sasuke
first.
Too. When none of them are on screen, it's the best arcs. Five Kage Summit, then Sasuke showed up and was like, oh, come on.
Five Kage Summit was great because of Sasuke. I'll get into defending Sasuke if I have to at some point. But no, what I was going to talk about with Hunter x Hunter is that actually, like, where it's at now, it's kind of like unrecognizable from the series it was when it first started. Like the shit that's going on the boat is so complicated. It has so many layers. Wait, what?
I'm not in the manga.
Oh, well, they're on a boat. Hopefully, I didn't spoil anything by saying that. Yeah. Well, the manga is pretty crazy right now. Even if you watch the 13th chairman election arc, it is so much shit is happening at once throughout pretty much like all of that arc. I don't remember specifics, but no, it's great to see. You get introduced to all of these characters, and like I don't want to use the word politics again, but I guess that's the best way to define it. The politics of the Hunter Association. Fucking Pariston was a fantastic antagonist. Everything about that.
You'd call him an antagonist? I wouldn't call him an antagonist.
He was definitely the guy you were rooting against in that arc.
That's why I loved him.
Well, yeah, but that makes him an antagonist.
Not really. Rooting against someone doesn't make him an antagonist.
Well, he was. All right, let me rephrase that. He was the obstacle presented to the protagonist of.
He was like
he's an antagonist then.
Yeah,
if he causes a problem for the protagonist,
he wasn't causing any problem for the protagonist. The protagonist was in a coma, and the second protagonist was chasing his sister that could grant wishes.
Well,
who's actually his brother? It's a trap.
Here's the thing about that. There are certain plots that. Like, the plot was completely separate from Gon and Killua, right? But they're not the only protagonists. Like, I don't remember everything about that arc, but I'm pretty sure Gon and Killua weren't involved in the election until the very end.
Yeah.
So you get that.
So it basically felt like a setup arc.
Yeah, well, what it was is it was following a different cast of characters than the main protagonist. You can still have an antagonist. That's like, I'm trying to think of how to define it, but I'm like brain dead right now because I've been recording and editing audio all day.
Yeah, I'd call it a setup arc. That's what I'd call it.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was sort of a setup arc because it did introduce a lot of characters and concepts.
Well, one thing about Hunter x Hunter and the battle system that you mentioned, that everyone has to keep progressing and getting stronger and whatever.
Yeah.
It does right just by the fact that there's a rule in... I don't know. There's some sort of rule in Hunter x Hunter that if you have a stipulation in how you use your nem,
right? Yeah,
limit yourself, it gets stronger. So
it's literally like a balancing mechanic made a part of like nature
of the universe, like a balancing mechanic that actually makes sense and is built into the world. Like Kurapika could beat probably most of the spiders, but he would still lose to the best hunters.
Yeah,
which is brilliant. I mean.
If I may turn attention to the chat, I don't know if anyone else is following chat, but we had a lot of comments about some that stood out. Lumkin commented your new Boruto vid, Nux. He said it was great. We had RJ
thank you
say that he wants to hear some recommendations from like about shonen anime he might not have seen before. So he's saying a lot of the ones we're talking about everyone has seen. Are there any non-traditionally seen that we would recommend? And of course, Nox is going to say JoJo's.
Well, everyone should have seen JoJo's, quite frankly.
Yeah. I've only seen a couple episodes, maybe like the first dozen or two of Stardust Crusaders, and it's pretty great. It's hard not to get hyped.
I don't like JoJo's, but I don't like Naruto either. I don't like Naruto. So,
Overdrive.
I would just end up triggering
Maka,
you.
you think too hard, okay? You look at things and you're like, oh, how does this tick? That's not how it's supposed to work.
No, you guys just make excuses.
Says the guy.
No. That is the sort of shit that I hear people say to defend Dragon Ball Super. No. When a show, but not you. I was talking to Dux. He said,
but switching your brain off, basically.
Yeah.
People are like, no, you
don't look at every detail.
It sounds retarded. If you have to switch off your brain to get enjoyment, you
don't need to switch off anything. You don't need to go into overdrive.
I don't think JoJo presents itself in a way that expects you to analyze how it works too heavily. Here's the JoJo's is weird because it seems like it's taking itself very seriously at the beginning, and then it slowly progresses to a point where it doesn't feel like that at all anymore. But it still feels like it does at the same time.
Yeah, it feels like it's trying to be serious.
The greatest
being over dramatic,
almost ever,
and like takes you out of it because you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Well, I think the first few episodes, the stuff setting up Dio and JoJo's conflict is much better written than the stuff that directly follows it, because all of that shit is extremely over the top. But I still do appreciate JoJo's for what it is.
Yeah, well, you still have to watch the best seasons. The second arc,
over top,
are amazing.
Full of plot holes. A
lot of people.
There aren't really plot holes.
No, there are.
A lot of people in the chat mentioned Fate and whether Fate would be a battle shonen. I would say that
no, it's a seinen.
Fate Stay Night would be a battle shonen, but not Fate Zero. Fate Zero would be a seinen. Another thing that was said was Shugo Gamer says Assassination Classroom is the most non-shonen shonen ever, and it's great.
Yeah, Assassination Classroom is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it. I love this Assassination Classroom, and in a way, it is a battle shonen, right? Because they're training the whole time to get stronger, and yet it's a slice of life as well. It's really
my God, I want to talk about Assassination Classroom, but I know a whole lot of people haven't seen it, so I'm not even going to discuss it.
Yeah, so
you're not in Shonen Tube, buddy.
There's an unconventional, perhaps, shonen recommendation. Definitely watch Assassination Classroom.
Kuro Sensei is one of my favorite fucking characters ever. He's so awesome.
No, one of the cool animes that's been out for a while is still decent, even by you kids' standard. But a lot of you ain't seen it. Is Samurai Champloo.
This is why we love Soul Maka, by the way. Everybody.
No, because I mentioned some fucking show like images of the anime, and people are like, "Oh no, that looks too old." And I'm like,
a show I'm pretty sure nobody has ever seen is pretty good. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. This is what I remind people because I'm like, look, you watch Dragon Ball Z, you like Dragon Ball Z, yeah? That was made in the 80s.
I know,
but you like that shit.
Well, I don't like the anime because it looks kind of.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
I'm a manga guy.
Then look at a series that was made, say, 2004, and say, "Oh, that's too old." Like, where's the logic?
No, I've never heard that too old. Recon's not here to take that spot.
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying because it's not just Recon. I've met other people on Discord doing it as well, and I'm like, what the, like, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't think that like Ghost in the Shell or like Cowboy Bebop and stuff are good animation? Then you're fucked. You're just fucked.
Yeah, dude. No, Ghost in the Shell looks fucking incredible. It looks better than a lot of modern day anime.
That's because I think every frame was drawn in those.
That's insane. There were like no in-between frames. It was all drawn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for Cowboy Bebop also.
That's fucking crazy.
Also, people saying, well, the one guy, Shadow Priest, saying Cowboy Bebop is boring. Bro, you're boring.
That's the type of no. I feel like you're the type of person to be like, no, I can't fuck with A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi. They're not as they're just way more boring than the prequels, dude. Not as much happens.
No, like if you don't like certain anime, the anime is not the problem. You're the problem, and Cowboy Bebop is one of those. Like,
well, I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole. For me, not allowed to have certain opinions.
For me, Cowboy Bebop had pacing issues because it was like shit would get interesting, and then we'd drop back to some general day-to-day stupidity.
Yeah, well, I will say that
something else that's interesting, and then we drop back again.
I do think that people give Cowboy Bebop more credit than it deserves.
Sick of this.
But I have to agree.
You will get bored.
I did like
it's not consistent.
It was good. I mean, whenever anyone asks me about Cowboy Bebop, I say, yeah, start at episode 5. watch episode 5 and 6, and then go back to 1. Because then you're.
I'm pretty sure that's the same thing Arcada said. Yeah.
Man, fuck that. Like, honestly, no, that's wrong. You're just wrong. Cowboy Bebop is legitimately amazing. And if you don't get it, like I said, ask yourself what's wrong with you, not what's wrong with the anime.
All right, guys.
A lot of people see the thing about that is I understand feeling this way about something, but people have said the same thing to me about One Piece. And I'm like, I'm 22 volumes in and nothing has fucking happened. They just got to Alabasta.
Oh, you're nowhere. You're nowhere.
Shit.
It's been 22 volumes. What the fuck?
Yeah. That is the problem with One Piece. It gives readers fatigue. It is just so dragged out that it is just beyond belief.
You know who's on the cover of fucking volume 22 of Hunter x Hunter? Mayuim. Like, for all intents and purposes, the fucking final villain of the anime. Hunter x Hunter is paced brilliantly. Everything happens so fucking fast.
By the way, you want to trigger Animac more? He hasn't watched Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. Watch it. It's really good.
It's like...
No, I know. I have to watch Hunter x Hunter, but I feel better after Swag said he didn't watch Fullmetal Alchemist. I was like, okay, shit, I'm not the only one who hasn't watched the must-watch.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say if I would let's say put Hunter x Hunter as a 9 out of 10, if I would say that, then I would probably give Cowboy Bebop like a 7.5.
Another show that people need to see though is GTO. Great teacher.
I thought you were about to say GT as in Dragon Ball GT, and I was like,
no. No, GT. Hey, wait, look, GT's better than Super. Let's not get it twisted.
Factual. That's correct.
All right.
Don't get it twisted. Super Saiyan 4 is the shit, dude.
Exactly. It was created better. You know, it was more inventive. You know, it looked better. Come on.
No, I like Super
and there was
Saiyan
actually a strength ceiling.
Sure.
You know.
But in terms of great teacher Onizuka, yeah, another older anime that some people might be like, well, I don't like the animation, but definitely worth it. Definitely a funny, comedy heavy, high school shonen that has one of the coolest characters in anime. Onizuka, definitely recommend that for sure.
Yeah, it's a classic must see, I think.
All right.
Well, once we're talking about classic, amazing shonens, no one's mentioned Gintama, and that's in the 5 best shonens.
No,
you have to fucking live in Japan to get the references in Gintama.
Gintama was shit.
Listen, if you can get past the fact that everyone wears those stupid hair hat bun thingies, you'll be great.
No, when you
have to live in Japan to get the references.
Gintama is shit. I know that Nuxtaku loves it, so you guys need to go at it right now.
No, but when you start a series with filler, you have an issue.
There is a huge issue with the first 2 episodes of Gintama. Huge. They're the worst starting episodes for anime. That's why I dropped the series
after episode 1. I was like, no. Because
you're right.
When I start the first episode, I want to get a gist of what this show is about. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. And when I have some guy running around with his friends trying to catch a fucking cat for some fat old woman, no, sorry, I'm dropping it. No.
So let me get this straight.
I will say, people place too much importance on opening episodes because one thing that I'm gonna keep mentioning Hunter x Hunter, but one thing. I was actually guilty of dropping Hunter x Hunter too, because I started watching it and I was like, I don't know if this is for me. This feels a bit too campy and generic. But the thing about Hunter x Hunter's, the start of that anime is that Togashi does it on purpose for the sake of subversion once you get to the later arcs. Where
I was thinking it's like, it lulls you into a false sense of security.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, you're not ready for the shit that happens later on. Yeah.
John is totally not going to end up as a psychopath.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I ended up watching that first arc, Swag, the one when they finished the test,
the Hunter exam. Yeah, and it feels very campy and generic shonen, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can totally understand dropping it after that. But if you have more patience with it, you're gonna have to slog through the Zoldyck family arc because it's kind of boring. I think it's not even as good as the Hunter exam.
I got through that when they go to the house.
Yeah, okay, but after that, Heaven's Arena is great, and then York New that follows that is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, York New is one of my favorite arcs of all time.
Yeah, both York New and the Chimera Ant arc are probably two of my 5 favorite shonen arcs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Ant arc. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I have to continue that show. It's like I watched those arcs, and then I was kind of like, oh, I don't really. I
can totally understand that. I won't fault you for it. But the thing is, those arcs don't take 22 fucking volumes. That's wait. You know, Frollo is on volume 8 of the Hunter x Hunter manga. You get to York New so much faster than you get to fucking Alabasta in One Piece, and Alabasta is still not that entertaining. Like, everybody was like, "No, you gotta wait. Ace is so cool," and I was like, "All right, can't wait for Ace." And then
Ace is overrated.
Ace doesn't show up until volume fucking 22, and then he doesn't do anything, and then he fucking leaves. I'm like, what?
Well, the thing about One Piece is I had a bit of dead. So how I got into One Piece, I watched like the first 30 episodes, and I was like, this is crap. And
One Piece anime, oh god.
This was back in the old days, you know, back in the Naruto Bleach days. And I watched the first few episodes, and it was like pretty horrible. And I've already said this story. I was on a bus from Montreal to New York, and I had like 190 episodes downloaded in One Piece. So I just set it to 5 times speed and just had a terrible headache after 8 hours of watching One Piece. So then I was deep into the story, and I realized, let's not continue the anime. And I just read the manga from then on, and like I finished it, and it took a few months. And yeah, it's a really solid story. It really
The problem is when you're 22 volumes in, and you're just like, I don't think this is ever going to top X manga for me. And somebody says, nah, you're nowhere, dude. Trust me. You're just getting started. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, can't we get there? I mean, at the end of the day, I have read manga that are 70 chapters or 44 chapters long, and they were great.
Yeah.
You don't need a manga to be 800 plus or 1,000 plus chapters.
And One Piece is still like only halfway done too. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at Hajime no Ippo, yeah, that's another long manga, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like 1,200 chapters by now.
Even look at JoJo, yeah, because you guys like JoJo. Yeah, I can't look at it because I don't know it, but I'm guaranteeing.
Well, I'm not that deep into JoJo.
I'm guaranteeing that JoJo and Hajime no Ippo has more progression than fucking One Piece.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably because JoJo's story goes over like 6 generations. I mean,
One Piece.
That's what I mean. You have more progression.
No, the problem with One Piece is One Piece introduces a goal and then
ignores it.
It ignores that goal and introduces obstacles on the way to that goal that last for the length of an entire arc. Like, that is such a stupid decision to make as a writer. You don't.
They kind of need that goal, or else Luffy will not ever leave his home.
No. The problem is no. Here's the thing: you can create a reason for Luffy to go to each of these places individually that doesn't force the reader to feel like, oh my god, we're stopping again. Jesus, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you gotta give it up to Oda, the fact that he's able to keep this manga going for so long.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I admire it.
Yeah, it's great that he could do that, but that's the only reason he can do it is because he's dragging out the story.
But that's the thing. He's dragging it out because people want more and more and more.
Not dragging. I wouldn't say dragging it out. That's
dragged out, bro. When you spend over 2 years on a single arc, it is dragged out.
Well, how are you defining dragged out? I don't understand. You're defining it as it's longer than it should be, or it's long.
It's longer than it needs to be.
What he means
it doesn't need to be that long. It doesn't need to continue for that long.
Not enough content spread out over too much space, basically.
Basically, Now, yeah, because before, if you look at arcs before, yeah, you never really knew shit about enemies. But now they're telling you backstories on enemies just to drag out fucking pages. Why?
And that's why
Why do we need to know about these people?
That's why Doflamingo is one of my favorite shonen villains right now. Yeah, exactly.
No, but why do we not need to know about these people? We don't. We never needed to know about them for the last fucking 600 chapters. Why do we need to know about them now?
I can't get upset about flashbacks because I really like Naruto, but from what I've read of One Piece, Naruto handles flashbacks to explain a character's backstory much better than One Piece does. Kabuto's was shit. But the way I think the way it was, no, listen. Listen, the way I think it wove the Madara Hashirama history into the narrative, I think was really good. I think it was a lot better than just stopping to go over fucking Nami's backstory for no reason, because it didn't really contribute.
No, it did. No, Nami's backstory.
Nami's backstory.
All of the main cast backstory was needed because you need to know your cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying, like back then, we never got no backstory for Arlong, for Happy, or anyone else. Yeah.
Well, we get Arlong's later.
When we get later on, when we get like Dolfam, we're getting not just backstory for Dolfam, but we're getting backstory for like his crew members as well.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
not
we
really.
did.
Well, that does sound annoying.
Remember the guy with the fucking bib and shit?
Yeah.
That does sound annoying. Like,
okay.
If fucking
once we're mentioning flashbacks and whatever, when Naruto is in the middle of fighting any opponent ever, and all of a sudden in the middle of the fight, Naruto looks down and
that only happens in the anime. No, it doesn't happen in the manga.
I start crying.
That doesn't happen in the manga. It only happens.
There's no music in the manga.
No, what I'm saying is he doesn't stop fighting for flashbacks in the manga. That only happens in the anime. It might happen on rare occasions, like maybe a bit in the Sasuke fight at the end, but for the most part, the fights are handled very well, and nobody stops for this. And like the flashbacks only take up like 2 pages; they don't take up multiple chapters.
Yes. Some things are done extra for the sake of anime. Like if you read the manga, then you'll see it's completely different. You know, no Free Tails arc or any crap like that, and
fuck, that was so bad.
No flashback of Obito and Kakashi as kids when they were fighting, even though that was kind of cool, you know.
No,
but that wasn't in the manga. That wasn't in the manga.
No,
certain parts, certain parts in the anime, which is not exactly filler, but I would call it extended material. So like that part, and then the part with Hinata when she starts sinking back to everything. I mean that I wouldn't call it filler. I'd call it extended material because it's still following what actually happens, the canon, but it's just giving you extra insight to it. Yeah, I mean
that's as far as the One Piece anime goes. It's a disaster with that.
Yeah, Naruto's anime is a disaster with that as well. Dude, the amount of times I have had to see the same fucking scenes of young Obito running around, walking that old lady across the street. I want like. Yeah, like
that's how people got sick of.
In the manga, Rin isn't that much of a thing, right? Like Obito.
No, it is. No, it is.
No, Obito literally.
That's his whole character.
No, Obito literally says. No, listen. Obito literally says to Kakashi, "If you think this is about Rin, you're fucking retarded."
That's bullshit. That was bullshit. He said to Kakashi. Because all the time, all he talked about was Rin. Rin. You let Rin die.
You let Rin die once, dude. No, he said you let Rin die once, and then he mentioned wanting to enter the Infinite Tsukuyomi with Rin and Kakashi.
With Rin.
Right.
So
Twice.
All right. So in terms of the whole manga thing versus the anime, for Attack on Titan, one thing that I personally noticed is when I watched season 1, I thought that near the middle it really dragged, and not because of filler, but because of like conversations and stuff seemed to be really dragged out. Like when Eren,
there were no good characters.
When Eren turns into like that half Titan just to kind of like protect them from the cannon, like that smoke for like 2 episodes, that smoke is still there while they're like talking, what are we gonna do? And I was like, what the fuck is this? But when I actually read the manga was much more fast paced. Like that wasn't like that at all. So that definitely happened.
Yeah,
However, the season 2 of Attack on Titan was really good because it was only 12 episodes, not 25. So it was really well paced, in my opinion. But that's the thing. If you want to have more anime episodes to make more money, then you got to drag it out. So you drag out conversations and put in more flashbacks and stuff like that. And someone in the chat, I think PJ, asked what we thought of chapter 100 of Attack on Titan. Well, I said exactly what I thought of in my review that was freaking taken down for a false copyright strike, guys.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was. I had an entire day listening to poor Animac.
Oh, man.
The whole day.
I was venting to Nux and Misty Chronexia all night and all day, just like, I
just kept up with Attack on Titan.
It wasn't
season
just
one.
like one short yell. It was an entire day of like sass.
I haven't kept up with Attack on Titan post season 1, so I can't give my thoughts. But I came into this call expecting a bunch of My Hero Academia talk, and we haven't said one thing about it. And I'm curious about what you guys think about it.
My Hero Academia. I think it's a nice change because the protagonist isn't a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That is nice, I have to say.
But on the flip side, he's a complete pussy beta. So it's like
for a long time, but it gets better in the manga later. So that's the thing with My Hero Academia. I always like.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil, but there's this one scene in the manga where he uses one for all, and it's really fucking cool. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so one thing I really liked, I started with the anime, right? The first season, and I loved the villain arcs, but the whole him training and crying and stuff, I did not like at all.
I thought
when I actually read the manga gets into more villain stuff, and Deku stops being such a crybaby and actually starts doing cooler shit. That's when I really was like, yeah, this is good. But the problem is, as we talked about earlier, a lot of these shonen, they take a while to get going, and a lot of people don't have the. They want a strong start right away.
Well, I'd actually argue that
captivating. That's what it is. I'd argue something captivating. When you get the problem with shonen is a lot of them follow the same fucking formula. So when you get something and it starts and it feels the same, you're like, what's the point? Why should I invest my time into this? It feels the same as Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, fucking Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah, I mean, list goes on. So you need something at first to be slightly different. That's why Attack on Titan blew up when that first episode came out, because it was something different. The way you see his mum get munched at the end, you're like, what the fuck? Where's the next episode?
I was also going to say that as for the pacing, I'd argue that My Hero Academia's first season is too quick. You get to the villains way too fast. They don't feel properly built up to, and I guess there wasn't really any.
I agree that Shigaraki or whatever his name is. He's shit right now.
Yeah,
he's shit right now.
I'm
because
so happy you're saying that, because I'm the only one here that did not read the My Hero Academia manga, because I am not that impressed by it as a whole. I found so many more anime better than it, like Bungo Stray Dogs. I thought Bungo Stray Dogs was way better than My Hero Academia, quite frankly. And I know that a lot of people would get lynched for something like that, but I don't know. I don't really care.
The thing about My Hero Academia is a lot of people seem to give it a pass for shit that they would get really upset about in other series, and it's very bizarre to me because,
Yeah, but I mean, Bungo Stray Dogs is signing though, so of course it's going to be better.
Well, I'm just giving it as an example of a superpower anime that's just
but I'm just
really
saying
better than My Hero.
It's going to be better because it's a sign-in. It's designed to entertain older people, so it's going to be more better.
Well, not necessarily. You have crappy seinens too. I hate to break it to you.
For me, for both,
we have crappy seinens.
The formulaic stuff, like him being the weakest and then fighting to be the strongest, and the training and stuff, like that stuff to me goes on for too long. I like the villain stuff, the actual implications, the political, what's going on with this system. Are these heroes corrupt? Like that kind of stuff I like more than the traditional same old shonen thing. Oh, I'm in school and I'm learning to be better, and I'm training and meeting new friends.
From what I've seen so far in the anime, and while I really like My Hero Academia as a shonen, whatever, and I don't think it's as good as a lot of the other shonens that we've talked about, I don't know. As far as the anime so far, there was no glue between any of the arcs. It was, okay, the teachers decided to do this. Okay, the teachers decided to do this.
Exactly.
Guys, are you going to train against the teachers today? Are you going to go train with random heroes in other cities so you could coincidentally have all the main characters fight Stain? That was like totally random and stuff.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? And
Stain is a shit villain, by the way.
Stain's the best villain.
No,
Shigaraki.
Stain was alright. Yeah,
is a-
Stain got better development than Shigaraki, definitely.
But
Shigaraki,
Stain
one of
was
the reasons-
literally
one of
that.
my
No, Stain
favorites.
was there for one fight. That's
No. The thing is, I'm
No,
still.
yeah, I wish the Stain arc was longer, but he was still a good villain.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
he was there
still-
for one
I'm
fight.
I'm still waiting for understanding.
That's because
of
you like
Shigaraki.
someone like Madara, who's there for freaking eons.
No, that's not the problem. Okay, that's part
Madara
of
was
the.
shit.
I do appreciate.
Okay, but
Listen, don't act like Madara's build-up didn't pay off really well, because
no, it didn't. It was crap. It was crap. Look how he died.
No, okay, the way he got taken out by Zetsu was retarded, but I'm talking about when he first showed up and
The
wrecked
problem with
everybody.
Madara is for him to live. For him to live, there was too many arse pools involved. Like,
What do you mean?
Basically, when he died originally in that fight against Hashirama,
Yeah.
he died. And as we know, as shown during the pain arc, when someone dies, the chakra leaves their body. Yeah, but somehow this guy died, but chakra was still in his eye. Okay.
But
Then
people
after that,
die when they're-
Well, no, this is different because he placed
and then
a
after
seal.
that,
No,
yeah. But the thing is, Toby
that's
Rama
different.
is a sensory type, so he would have sensed that, and he was the one who dealt with his body. Okay. So anyway, and then on top of that,
Ouch!
Black
Ouch.
Zetsu
That's
come
what
along.
we call
yeah?
Makad.
Black
No,
Zetsu
go
come
ahead.
along, saw the body, does not know about this jitsu, the activation sequence, whatever, but somehow activates it and revives Madara. How he gained that knowledge, no one knows. That's called an arse pool. Then later,
Buddy, I'm gonna need to get back to that later because
Well, no, let me say one thing. The thing about that is that was all like this shit was gone in like that was explained after Madara was revived in the first place.
okay, so how did he do it then?
No, what I'm saying is like that was explained after Madara was first revived. I'm talking about
can you
the
explain to me
scene
how
of
Madara, talked to Obito when Obito was like crushed, really crushed, like very crushed.
let me no, really, like let me
Crushed, but his eye still survived.
finish.
And so did his face.
Let me finish. Yeah, no, that was stupid, but let me finish what I'm talking. Okay, so Madara, like I'm talking about the scene where you see him standing on top of the rock pillar, and you find out
and he
that
brings down a
Obito was-
freaking meteor.
when
He
he
fights off 10,000 ninja and
when he drops the 2 meteors, he looks cool. Yeah, okay, looking cool and being written well.
No, I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about. Well, I was talking more specifically about the fact that you have him show up after Obito was posing as Madara for such a long time, and you get the fucking like, oh shit. So he's not Madara.
Okay, well,
this guy's
maybe
Madara.
it's
That
just-
was really cool.
Maybe it's just me, but when Kabuto said, "Oh, I also have one other secret dead body," and he shows it to him, and Obito's like, "Oh my god, how did you get that?" I was like, "Okay, that's totally Madara."
Okay, first of
No, I
all,
get why.
Naruto is a Pokemon. Second of all,
That's Kabu Tops.
So is Kabuto. Kabuto evolves into.
Kabuto is also a Japanese steakhouse.
So a helmet.
Caster for Life asks, "Is Rant Cafe a shonen?"
No, here we are saying
no.
this is a
No,
seinen.
like I
Unless Recon's here.
yeah,
If
now
Recon's
and
here,
then,
it's a shonen.
I don't even know if Rico's here. Like,
adult stuff, so no.
If Recon's here, it's a hentai.
Yeah.
if the thing
Someone's
is,
gonna get raped.
that's an interesting sub kind of category of shonen would be harem shonen, because they're different. Like if you look at battle shonen, they don't really have a whole harem. It's usually like one girl, two girls tops is the interests, love interests.
Yeah.
But with
I mean,
like Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is
this-
definitely a shonen. There's battling, but it's mostly just a fucking harem girl of the week kind of anime.
One thing I was going to say about battle shonen in general that I think I would really appreciate seeing is an author willing to focus on multiple characters at once, like what you get in something like Game of Thrones, where you just have the camera will just fucking shift to somebody completely different, and you'll see what they're doing. I think that would be a really fresh take on like, this is a world where people have superpowers. It'd be really cool if somebody could pull it off well, and it'd keep people from getting tired of, you know, like you introduce, oh, here's a kid, he's training to be the best.
So basically,
you can still have somebody like that.
Basically, you're saying the climax of the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter.
I guess well, the Hunter x Hunter, the thing about the climax of the Chimera Ant arc was everybody was in the same place there. Togashi does focus on characters in, you know, distant locations pretty well, but I'm talking about like events that are completely unrelated to what's currently going on, but you know are going to come full circle. Like if you've watched Game of Thrones,
it's like it's gonna play into it somewhere along the line. Yeah, I mean,
if you watch Game of Thrones, you know, like fucking Daenerys is on the other side of the planet for like the whole series, but you know, one day she's gonna meet up with the main cast and it's gonna be crazy.
And she's gonna find some brother to have sex with. We know how it's
anyway. Let's not talk about season 7.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Swag, because Game of Thrones, the one problem with it is that some of the characters I don't give a shit about.
Right.
So when it's following like Bran Stark, I'm like, oh god.
That was me with Robb Stark. A lot of people were, you know, like really attached to him, and I was like, I don't fucking give a shit.
Oh, I loved Robb. And I was
once you're talking about like politics,
let's stop talking about Game of Thrones because
I love the interesting Game of Thrones after season 3.
You've watched Maggie?
Downhill.
Maggie, Maggie, yes.
Swag.
I didn't like Maggie.
I haven't.
All right, so that's a battle shonen. That's a really good one, quite frankly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I like the world building there and the different nations and stuff. I like that.
And the politics between them and all that.
Yeah.
See, it's not a battle shonen, but Nichijou is a really good shonen. That's a good comedy show.
An amazing shonen.
Everyone should watch it. If you ain't watched it, go watch it. Nichijou. It's awesome.
Animac?
I haven't seen it, no.
And
greatest comedy in anime. There is no comparison.
That is a really good comedy as well. Seto no Hanayomi. My wife is, was it? My bride is a mermaid? Something like that? Yeah.
Oh, that thing.
Seto no Hanayomi. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah. But you have to watch it sub though. Comedy in Japan works best with the subs. Do not watch it dubs. It would just not come across as well.
They'll westernize it with the dubs. They'll westernize it to the point where it won't make sense.
It won't come
across. Well, I think even a dubbed Nichijou would work just fine. I mean, a lot of it's just overdone. I mean, I don't know. I've never watched
dub. Sucks generally, like 100% of the time.
I would never watch dub, especially for comedy, because like with the comedy, like their own cultural references. And the thing is, when you go dub, then what tends to
every westernized dialogue becomes a hamburger. We know how it works.
Yeah,
see, like when they do like rhymes and stuff, the rhymes end up changing, and then you're like, wait, what the fuck?
I agree with you about subs for sure, because think about it. We're anime fans, so we know about the Japanese cultural references and stuff like that. We'll get it. We'll still think it's funny.
Yeah.
Dubs are usually aimed at people who know nothing about anime or Japan, so they feel the need to kind of bring it to them.
Yeah.
By changing stuff around.
Yeah.
So by westernizing it so that they don't alienate them. But it's like we already know. So it's not like we're not going to understand, you know, oh, it's a cultural festival arc or, you know, whatever. So, yeah.
I think the only dub that's currently better than the sub right now is Dragon Ball Super's. Dragon Ball Super's dub is actually so fucking phenomenal. See, the thing is, I've been pro Dragon Ball sub since I was like 11. And I think Dragon Ball Super sub is like, not sub, dub is like the only good thing about the anime right
now. That's because Goku is a freak.
Yeah, no, Sean Chanel is such a fucking fantastic voice acting.
I don't like the Dragon Ball Super dub either, sub either, because of Goku's voice, which is completely annoying.
Too high.
And
no, I'm fine with the high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
That's how
I adjusted to it.
Hi guys, I'm the strongest warrior in the galaxy.
That's how he's supposed to sound.
During GT,
yeah, but I don't like it. Why do I want to hear that?
But see, the thing is, I feel like if you can't stand Goku's voice being high pitched, you don't get the point of the character. And as soon as I read through the original,
on me on this.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying, like, as soon as I read through the original Dragon Ball, and then like I watched the sub after that just out of curiosity, not really understanding the parallels I would draw, and then I tried to watch dub, and I was like, fuck, this doesn't sound like Goku at all, because you know you get a much clearer picture of the type of character Goku was originally intended to be. If you read the Dragon Ball manga, I wouldn't recommend watching the anime. It's not good and it hasn't aged well. But you know, the original Dragon Ball manga, the shit that goes on from Pilaf to
Look, I feel like
see that's another reason why people should
from
read.
Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super. I still don't think Goku's nuts descended.
With reading manga, you see, you don't have that problem of aging.
Yeah.
Where you do with anime, like, you know, the animation quality, whatever.
Exactly.
You know. But with manga, it's fine. It's normal. So you adjust.
Dragon Ball's
so
art
if
looks
anything,
so good too.
guys should definitely, and girls as well, if they're watching, they should definitely read more manga series, especially those of the ones that they may think are too old as an anime. Definitely read the mangas for them and check them out because, you know.
One thing I will say for the Dragon Ball Super sub, is Frieza's laugh is the worst thing ever.
Oh yeah.
His laugh is like
there are a couple, like a handful of Dragon Ball dub voices that are way better than their sub counterparts. Like Cooler's now he's a movie character, but when I play the games, hearing Cooler's sub voice, I'm just like, no, his dub voice is so much better. Cooler's dub voice is fucking awesome. And then I guess like fucking
best dub voice ever. Well, first I'll mention the anime. Swagkage, please tell me you watched Yu Yu Hakusho.
I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I haven't finished it, but it's really good. It's like actually objectively fucking fantastic. You can't really
except for the ending. Except for the ending.
I haven't got to the ending. Please don't.
I'm just warning you.
No.
I'm just warning you beforehand.
Kawabara's
The ending ain't that great. Okay.
Kawabara's
It got
voice
rushed.
actor, freaking genius.
The ending got rushed.
Yeah.
Kawabara, voice actor.
The problem with Togashi,
He gets sick.
No. He's
depressed.
Stop making it. He's not used to doing long-running series. If you
No, that's not the problem with Togashi.
Yes, it is. No, listen.
He has a depression problem.
No, listen. If you look at all the series that he's done, normally the series are 2 to 4 volumes max. 2 to 4 volumes max. The only long-running series he did was Yu Yu Hakusho, and that got a rushed ending. And then the only other long-running series he's got is Hunter x Hunter, and that's
the
longest
hiatus
we've ever known.
If you look at his mirror, you will see a lot of depression medications.
Yeah.
The thing is, there was one comment by, I think it was Gramac, saying that, oh, the Ghost Stories dub proves that we're wrong. No. Our point is, if you want to be closest possible to the actual original and appreciate it, then you should watch the sub.
Fucking Ghost Story
takes a bad anime and just goes completely different because the anime itself is bad, so they completely change it. So yeah, if you want a changed product, sometimes that product will be better, but usually, if it's a good anime, you're taking away from it by going dubbed and things being changed and sort of westernized.
I mean, if anything, see it this way: if you just sticking to dub and then you end up trying to debate someone who's watched sub, the thing is, you probably ain't gonna get what the sub person is saying.
Yeah,
because they would have got a different feel for the series completely.
Yeah, you get it.
Like, I mean, you're gonna be like, wait, what?
Like Yagami feels slightly, not incredibly, but slightly different. Like he feels like a different person in the dub than he does in sub. You get a more like collected feeling.
Yeah. Well, it's like Zero.
I watched the dub and the sub of Death Note, and as far as the dub goes, I feel like he didn't really know what he was doing. I feel like he grew into his role a little bit. Like at the end, he got that crazy laugh in the last episode. He got that down. But aside from that, you know, it's like all according to my Keikaku. By the way, Keikaku means plan, but all according to that. You know, like he didn't. Yeah. He didn't have an oomph.
So, in other words, it sounds like Nux did the dub. That's what it sounds like.
Keikaku. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
His favorite scene was the potato chip. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mamoru Miyano is just a legendary.
Every episode after that, he was looking for a moment to recreate that epicness of the potato chip.
No, but I would fucking kill myself if I was a dub voice actor and I had to try and dub a character that Mamoru Miyano voice acted, because that guy's a fucking legend. Like, he does Crollo and he does Light, and it's like, yeah, he's done a couple of other characters that I can't name off the top of my head. but like all of his performances are fucking phenomenal. You're not going to outperform him. You might as well just like have the rest of the show dubbed and just keep his sub voice in there.
So judging by what I saw from your Discord profile, you prefer Chrollo as an antagonist to Hisoka?
Yes. Chrollo's Chrollo's fucking. I don't want to sit here and go over this because there's like a laundry list of reasons. He's just. Well, why do you like Hisoka more?
Because Hisoka is not generic bad guy.
Oh, I will fucking kill you if you call Chrollo generic.
Okay, so what's Chrollo's reasoning? Okay, Meteor City was destroyed. That's very nice. Now what? Yeah. Okay, so what did he do? What's his goal? What's he trying for?
I'm gonna sound like I'm copying fucking. It's hard to pronounce his name off the top of my head. He makes Hunter x Hunter videos. It's like Alexander Carr.
Oh, that guy.
Something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna sound like I'm like fucking straight up like just plagiarizing him because he made a video about Chrollo, but Togashi implies that Chrollo seems to have a bit of an identity crisis. Now, this is something I thought before I watched this guy's video. So again, I don't want to sound like I'm plagiarizing.
I haven't.
But you can tell.
Who you guys are debating about it?
No, Chrollo versus Hisoka. He said Chrollo's a generic.
Okay, the clown guy in it, Hisoka.
Yeah. He said Chrollo's a generic bad guy.
Generic's the wrong word because I really like Chrollo because you can tell there's a lot under the surface.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't show what's under the surface.
No, you can tell Chrollo has a bit of an identity crisis if you just look at his power, because everybody's power is an extension of themselves, but Chrollo's power
everyone else's
powers. Yeah, it's to take other people's powers. And
so like Sylar from Heroes.
Yeah, basically Sylar.
And put it as Sylar.
Except he's a way better villain than Sylar.
Sylar was definitely, cool. But on top of that, you get the feeling that he formed a phantom troop for no real reason, but he's still incredibly attached to all of them.
So
and they sort of complete him. They complete him.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no real like drive behind the actions.
That's fine though.
And
like I'm
totally no. But that's the problem. That's the problem we have with Shigaraki as well.
Yeah.
In Boku no Hero, there's no drive, there's no understanding behind it. Yes, okay, he wants to.
But the thing about the
Chrollo.
Let me explain why Chrollo is different. The difference is Chrollo is self-aware of the fact that he has no motive whatsoever, and
but that don't make it any better.
Executed.
That don't make it any better. That's like
it's much more cleverly executed. No, self-awareness can make something better.
You're right.
No. Because I'm just saying.
I don't see depth to the guy. It's like there's this character. I know there's depth there. I just can't freaking find it.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day, if I'm acting like an idiot and I go, okay, I'm an idiot, they don't suddenly make it okay.
That's different.
Continue
You're crossing
acting like an idiot.
No, there's a difference between writing something that like being self-aware of something when you're implementing it into a character and not be like, if you make a character who does shit and doesn't really have a motive and that's the point of the character, that is much better than when you make a character and you unintentionally give them no reason to be doing what they're doing, which makes them uncompelling. Like,
look, I agree with you to the point that he's a good villain. I just don't think
it's like saying, well, why does the Joker do what he does? Like, it's fucking. There's no point, and that is the point. You could also say...
No, I don't agree.
No, Joker's very different.
Very different.
But how? How is it different that he has no motive?
On what depiction of the Joker you're talking about? Like, because there's a few different ones. There's the gangster Joker, there's the anarchist Joker, and there's the insane Joker. Yeah, so they're the main three that people know of, really.
Yeah, anarchist Joker is probably the best.
Yeah. So there's... it depends on.
Well, as far as shonen anime, we're getting Ninja Batman next year, the anime.
No, fuck that. That's really cringy with the CG as well. Have you seen the CG level in the trailer?
It's animated the same way as JoJo's first opening.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I just heard people were excited, but no, that's horrific.
Before we end this rank of fake kills, we just talk about how underrated Black Clover is as a shonen.
Oh shit! No, fuck off. No.
Wait, guys. No, we can't.
No,
but dubs are better than dubs.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you another good series. It came out recently. You kids should like it. Ushio Totoro. If you ain't seen that, watch.
I've seen it.
That was good.
I've seen Ushio Tora. It was not bad, but it was like not great.
Yu-Gi-Oh, the dub.
It was good. What? No.
The manga,
Summon skull.
the manga of Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty good.
Ushio
Art's a lot
Totoro
better.
is good. Watch
Okay, well, the
Ushio
manga-
Totoro if you ain't seen it. That's worth watching. I mean, I could go into older series like Fist of the North Star, which is
I was about to say
absolutely
Fist of the
fucking
North
awesome,
Star.
but
The
you
manga
kids-
is
You kids
fucking
out there
good.
would complain. You kids out there
No.
would complain. So go read the manga instead. And if
Yeah,
you
read
think
the
about
manga
you
of Fist
can't
of the
read,
North Star.
just remember, any sub episode you've read while watching is the same amount of reading you'd have to do. So don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Just read the fucking manga. Yeah, you'll see it is
Although,
awesome.
Fist of
Animax,
the North
to
Star is
make you a
incredible.
bit happier. You know who's writing the screenplay for Ninja Batman?
Ooh.
The guy who did Kill la Kill and Gurren
Yeah.
Lagann.
Oh well, then I have
Yeah.
to watch.
Mm,
Of course, of course.
mm.
But yeah, Sharia, by the way, asked, would I
Mhm.
like a long-running shonen that is like Gurren Lagann? But I don't know if you could do it long-running.
Yeah.
No, you
The
can't.
joke
Yeah.
would get old.
That's what I mean. Certain stories just do not work long running. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's good stories out there where you can find in like 44 chapters, 70 chapters. Even there's what is it? The God's Lie, which is like freaking. It's something stupid, like 5 chapters long,
Yeah.
and it's a great story.
Yeah.
But all
Well,
it needed was 5 chapters.
The thing about a series length is basically how much do you have to explore. That's what you need to ask yourself before you define how long your series is going to be. Because if you have something that's as complex as, I guess I'll use Game of Thrones as another example, you could make a fucking like 1,600 chapter manga out of the world of Game of Thrones, and it would be fine if you paced it well. You don't really have a whole lot to explore in One Piece because the world itself, at least in the first 22 volumes.
Yeah, no. But then that's what I mean. One Piece fans would debate you right there, yeah, and say that the world is massive. There's loads to explore. They have to see all this because at the end of the day, for them to be like king of the world, whatever, they have to encounter the world. Yeah,
But
I mean,
there's not a lot of importance placed on the
for
shit.
Zoro to be the best swordsman in the world, he has to fight every swordsman that exists in the world. For Nami to draw her world map, she needs to go around the world. Yeah, I mean, I've already said before that, you know, you don't always have to complete everyone's goal by the end. You know, you can like just concentrate on the main goal, and then in the like say the epilogue chapter, you can then show that Nami finished off her world map. Oh, Zoro got his world title or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't always have to have everyone complete their fucking goal at the same time.
Well, on top of that, the world is introduced in a very new parts of the world are introduced haphazardly. Like it feels like you could just drop a new location, and you know, it wouldn't change anything, and that's really annoying. Like it doesn't lend itself to a fucking 800 chapter series very well. Whereas when you have like I was using Game of Thrones as an example because it would work really well if you made it One Piece length. Because you have consistently mentioned places, locales, people, you know, histories and shit like that. That One Piece just lacks, you know. I guess it's
books.
not...
The books are better than the series, though. Really.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
No, but the problem to me is that I personally love stuff like politics and strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Whereas a lot of people don't. Like I love Game of Thrones for that, or Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. But like a lot of people complain, like, for example, like there's an arc in Attack on Titan called the Uprising arc where it's a lot of politics, and I love it. But people are like, "Oh man, it's so boring. I want to see some Titans fight." You know, like so.
Well,
yeah.
Then
that's the kids.
That's the. But like you need to determine your demographic before you start writing.
You know, but that's what I mean. It's a shonen.
Yeah.
So you can expect that because it's a shonen. It's designed to be for that demographic.
Yeah.
So yeah, kids will get bored of that stuff. And also, I just noticed, Nux, you spelt shonen wrong. Where's the H?
Yeah,
bro?
I noticed also.
And why dare you?
Right in the beginning.
I'm a
Because I threw this Hangouts together last second.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Knox is learning the difficulties of being a host.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's
Well, like for example, as you were saying, a world that you need to develop, a world that you need to develop and flesh out. Fairy Tail had the whole world was fleshed out in like episode 1. There's magic, period. That's it.
Fairy Tail had so much potential. It triggers me.
You can't say that. You can't say that because at the end of the day, they brought up a new section of the world later on. We had
no, that's bullshit.
We had
bullshit.
One minute. We had the Edolus or whatever, which was like the next dimension. Yeah, and then we also had at the end of the manga that like dark continent or some shit, which was like, all these dark guilds just happened to fucking be living there.
Everything's based off
basically, it was like that. It was like that. That's why I say it, because it was like that. Because it was a place for some reason that all the dark guilds seemed to gather. No. Here's
the thing about that. No, if you're gonna introduce a new landmass, you need to establish like fucking early on that landmass exists. All right, that's the thing. Like,
we never knew of it.
That's so bullshit. I guess it works in Hunter x Hunter a bit better. You can give it a pass because like when the Dark Continent is introduced, like it's like no, people don't know about it. That's the whole thing. So you probably wouldn't have heard about it unless you were a high-ranking hunter going. So it's a good thing that I'm your dad, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I liked how it was introduced because it sort of made it feel like.
No, I like the Dark Continent being introduced. I'm saying it's an exception to the general rule of you probably need to establish
the mindset of the story going forward was Gon looking for his father. So this was sort of all a prologue to what could be a massive story.
The thing is, if One Piece was like that, it would have been cool. Like if One Piece's goal was, I need to do this thing, and then we actually focused on, this journey towards the One Piece. He then gets the One Piece. But then by the time he gets the One Piece now, he's caused shit with like the Marines, the Celestial Dragons, blah blah blah.
No.
What? I found this One Piece, but I have to now deal with this new problem because now I know how fucked up the world is. Because of these people, the Celestial Dragon, I need to try and sort this shit out. You see, that would have been fine. That would have been fine.
You know what would have been? You know what would have been cool?
Just to get to the fucking One Piece.
You know what would have been cool? Actually, would have been if Luffy's goal was initially to find Shanks again, and then on the way to him, he ended up becoming interested in finding the One Piece. You know how much more on board people would have been with him if he was
even better than that.
Hate to break you, a lot of people are kind of on board with him.
Even better than that. On his way to finding Shanks, Shanks gets killed by Blackbeard.
That would have been crazy, and then Luffy would have. You would just have this like.
And then he's got this new goal now. I need to get revenge on Blackbeard.
But no, I know a lot of people are on board with him, but it would have been much easier to convince them without using main character powers to hop on board with him. Had he just been like, I'm looking for Shanks. He's like a fucking.
But what's
the start up to the series
powers? What do you mean
really slow? And that's because I kind of feel like
he only convinced Zoro with like a fucking variation of talk no jutsu. Like it felt really weird.
It was
Gumma Gumma no talk, basically.
Yeah. Rubber words.
Sort of almost out of time, I guess, for this week's Rant Cafe to be continued, I guess. Next time we have some crazy battle shonen topic, I will definitely let you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But before we go, anyone want to shoot out a recommendation we didn't talk about yet?
Yes. Blue's Clues.
All right.
Battle shonen.
That's a solid shonen.
Drake and Josh, very underrated.
Drake and Josh.
People always talk about in the house. Drake and Josh was better.
Are you really? Are you guys really going there? Seriously. Okay, how about
going where, bro? We're being serious.
Holy shit. Nobunaga Concerto was a pretty good shonen anime. Not a battle shonen, but a shonen anime. I would recommend the manga though, of course, as always. Because the anime style, like the animation was quite like heavy CG. Like 2D drawing on CG models, like it looks shitty. But it's a very interesting concept. If you like the idea of that concept in the anime, then definitely check out the manga, because it's basically a boy from our time, a bit of a slacker, gets sent back into the past and ends up having to take the place of older Nobunaga. If you guys
that sounds like Drifters
thingy, then
sort of like,
you should be used to that. You should know who Oda
pretty much.
Nobunaga is.
He's the guy that's depicted in every single anime ever that has to have a samurai.
Yeah, I mean, he's like the Japanese Romance of the Three Kingdoms, isn't it? The Sengoku period. So it's it's as iconic.
You want the most magical
yeah.
battle shonen I could think of off the top of my head that we haven't talked about, like magic powers everywhere. And
Harry Potter.
I was gonna say Kuroko no Basket.
No, I was gonna say no, fuck that. Chrono Crusade. Chrono Crusade is worth watching. You guys probably ain't seen that. That came out like 2003, 2004. You guys probably think it's old because like it was before you were born or some shit. But check that out. Chrono Crusade.
Before I was born.
is good. Yeah, it's good. Why? When were you born? Surprise me. Tell me 1990 something.
Yeah, it's 98.
98. Just about. Awesome.
Around there. But no, I thought you were just memeing like 2004 before you were born.
No. That's to the majority of the audience.
No, Maka's a special. He is.
Yeah, I'm like 35.
He's
so
been into anime before Astro Boy.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm not that old. Astro Boy started like 1960 something.
Yeah, and how old are you? Something like that.
No,
Anyway,
I was born
so,
1960.
Fantasy shonen. Zetsu no Tempest is an anime not a lot of people have seen.
Yes, that is awesome.
And it has a climax at about the half point that no other anime has done this well. No other anime has done this time business nearly as well as Zetsu no Tempest.
Yeah, and it's very hard to do time. The concept of time is very hard to do.
Yeah,
and they did it
time
right.
travel is.
They really did it right. I mean, Steins Gate could take notes from this.
All right, that's a good recommendation. I'm interested in time travel, so that sounds
the
good.
first 8 or 9 episodes of Mirai Nikki, then stop.
Oh shit! Oh shit! He's not even recommending an entire series. He's like, I got up to this point. This point was cool, but
so you have to go look up all the fights.
Hard stop at episode 8.
Have any of you seen Future Diary?
The story was crap, but the fights were okay.
But that's kind of like Fate. Serious.
Halo Legends was
Fate is for me. Fate is shitty because it's all about the servants, and that's it. Like people's goals or ideologies or whatever.
Fate Zero is just a masterpiece.
No, it's not. It's still nothing.
As for manga,
basically the excuse for nothing actually happening is the Holy Grail was corrupted. That's the excuse. That's the in-universe excuse.
Yeah, I find that's perfectly
what happened. We're not gonna make anyone's ideology actually stand for anything.
I don't know. I think that's better than,
corrupted.
For example, we have this guy like Pain, and he happens to be under the control of Obito, who's under the control of Madara, who's under the control of Black Zetsu, who's under the control of Kaguya. Yeah?
Yeah, no.
Under the control of Kishimoto, who's under the control of weed. Yeah.
Big time. Yeah,
but
whole climax.
It was But for my manga recommendation, this is an anime, but I don't think a lot of people have read Pokemon Adventures. It's really good. I'd recommend it.
Pokemon Adventures.
Yeah,
the manga. No, it's fucking solid. It's really good.
It is.
If you want to read a good manga, read Yozakura Quartet. Read that. It's from the same guy who done Durarara.
Oh, Durarara is pretty good.
Yeah, Yozakura Quartet, trust me, read that manga. That is an awesome manga. Read that.
I didn't get all the way to the end of the first Durarara series, but I did like what I watched.
That is an awesome manga. It's way better than Durarara.
All right, Durarara is like
it's
6
more,
out of 10
it's more
at
like it's more the formula of a battle shonen, so it's easier to like grasp and like get into. Whereas Durarara is like a more character focus kind of thing, and then you're jumping from this character to that character, and then seeing how they connect together. It's not, I mean, so it's not for everyone. Certain people will see that shit and they'll be like,
well, Durarara is also weird because it starts off slice of life, and then it becomes this weird, like fucking supernatural shit, and introduces a
that's what I mean. Yeah, Yozakura Quartet is definitely like a battle shonen, superpowers, supernatural beings, I mean, battles, obviously, I mean, and it is awesome. Check that out, read that manga. It is definitely worth your time.
And next season, Saiki Kuso is getting a second season. And since no one's watched the first season, I may as well throw it out there. Saiki Kuso, no sign on.
Your comedy. That's a comedy, isn't it?
It's a comedy, and it's hilarious.
Are you sure Shonen, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's Shonen.
so have we had enough recommendations, guys? Because I really
it was in Shonen Jump. It's pretty Shonen.
Okay.
Pretty Shonen. Anyway, so thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm not used to being the host, so I'm going to sound really cringy, but the links to everyone are in the descriptions. Anime Uproar, he has like 53 rant cafes already ready, so if you like this style, just go there, check it out. Soul Maka does basically manga stuff because he's the manga master.
Nothing in the moment.
And Swagkage.
Naruto lore, shonen lore. It's mostly Naruto, but I talk about other series on occasion.
I'm gonna have to
like venting my frustration.
Swagkage has the uncanny ability of starts off talking really low and then he just says, "It's really freaking stupid," really loud. He has that ability.
Yeah, he talks shit on Dragon Ball Super and stuff. It's cool. I have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, except maybe not when his channel got a copyright strike for nothing that day.
Well,
no,
that's
hilarious.
That's not a Swagkage video. That's not fucking humorous. That's just
And it's even worse because we're about to start right after you tell Misty and Noble, and the Noble says, "Yeah, I just got a copyright strike." Like right before we started.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like it's like all the Japanese companies got together today, and they're like, "Let's fuck everyone today. Let's fuck everyone."
Yeah. Get them all.
Anyway.
Get them all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well,
thank
you so much for joining. Animac, would you like to do the traditional farewell?
Oh, yes, I will. And yeah, we'll see next week. We might go back to Anime Uproar. We might come here. We'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know. Until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang.